Yeah, welcome to the Weege Show. Jason Weigandt here for Racer X. There was a song by Meat Loaf, and most of you folks that are watching this on YouTube are probably way too young to even realize, yes, there was actually a singer named Meat Loaf. One of the lyrics to his song said, "Don't be sad, 2 out of 3 ain't bad." So, on my Friday preview while I walked these pits for the Weege Show, I made 3 suggestions or predictions. A, don't ever predict a mud race on Tuesday. It'll end up being dry on Saturday. I was correct. I heard all this hurricane winds are going to come through. We're in for another mudder here in Indiana. Not true. Perfect conditions today. That was a nice change, actually. Second of all, do not start counting points as in, oh, if Eli Tomac goes 1-1 at every race and Zach Osborne goes 2-2 at every race, how will that turn out? Osborne didn't even get second in the very first race today, so that never works like that. The one thing I was wrong about, though, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I thought some of the data we saw from Loretta's, even though it was 2 races at one track, and even though the first one was kind of muddy and the second one was super muddy, I did think that some of that would hold up. Not necessarily. Certainly not in the 450s, but there was a massive turnaround today. We'll get into that, but first I want to mention that the Weege Show is brought to you by Honda. They have the all-new CRF 450R for 2021 coming out almost right now. I think a few more weeks. It is lighter, it is more powerful, it is better handling than ever. It has razor-sharp cornering. You're going to put the competition on notice every time you roll to the gate on that bike. See why life's better on a Honda with the new CRF 450R. And they're working on the older CRF 450R here, tearing down Chase Sexton's bike. Sexton in a torrid pack, amazing racing in the 450 class this year, and this round didn't disappoint at all. But Osborne's win streak, it is a little different, not racing at Loretta's. He was good today, but not nearly as good as he was at those 2 races. Started up front in Moto 1. He had intense pressure from Sexton and from Adam Cianciarulo. He made a mistake, he ran into a lapper, he got arm pump, it started falling apart, he made more mistakes, he ended up 7th. So that's a big change from Loretta's, no doubt. Moto 2 better for Osborne, but he was still only 3rd. He wasn't as fast as Tomac or Barcia. Oh my gosh, down the stretch in that second moto, they put on a show. That was very, very good. Now there's the Geico Honda team over there, and they won today, by the way, in the 250 class with Jeremy Martin. That's the good news, but the bad news is I've heard that Geico is going to be pulling out at the end of the year. Their contract will expire. They will not return to that team, so that's bad news right there for that squad. And I don't think Geico gave them very long notice, so the team's not too pumped on that. That's not what the sport needs right now, to be losing sponsors, so tough break for those guys. But in the small picture, you have sunglasses and a... why don't you put the mask over your eyes and the sunglasses over your mouth? I mean, I think you got them all screwed up here. Gosh. How was the troll train today?
A little too consistent.
Too consistent. A little more hanging out.
No, he rode good. He just bad start. The second one took too long to get going. He rode good. He was. I think he'll do better. He'll come swinging here.
Is Savatgy okay? Because he did come back.
He came back and rode. Yeah, he was a little. He didn't know if he's going to be able to ride, but he did. And he rode okay. He'll be better too.
That's not what you guys needed. Like, you didn't need another guy to be hurt, so he's all right.
Oh yeah, he rode the second moto, so we're okay.
Okay. All right, JGR. The bad luck didn't quite come back today. You're good. You're all right. Yeah, Geico's out. Those guys need a title sponsor. Tough times right now. But much better if you're Monster Kawasaki and Eli Tomac. He answered the call. He really needed to win. He really needed to get points back today, and he did it. Moto 1 couldn't get Marvin Musquin, but it was such a good battle with Marv in front of Tomac, in front of Osborne, in front of AC, in front of Sexton, in front of Baggett, in front of Barcia. Great to see those guys battling like that. Marvin is spectacular in the first motos at this track. He beat Tomac and Roxon straight up in the first moto last year at this track. Got hurt in Moto 2. Wins the first moto today. Moto 2 not quite as good today, and he ends up finishing 6th in Moto 2 for 2nd overall. But Tomac goes 2-1. He's won a lot of races. I'd say winning this one, he needed it as much as any other one he's ever had, just to right the ship after the bad luck last week. And he's also taken a 40-point deficit down to 27. So forget your 1-1-2-2 math. He made up 13 points in one weekend. Now, we've got a doubleheader coming up at Redbud. He could easily flip the other way. You know, Osborne is going to be back with a vengeance. Zach said the track was a lot faster than he expected it to be and a lot faster than he normally likes racetracks to be. So, but overall, I just got arm pump, and it just wasn't a great day for Zach. And it does show that we're going to have variance week in and week out, and that the Eli Tomac, who won 3 of these titles in a row, is absolutely still here in 2020, aiming for title number 4. But when you throw in how well the rookies are riding, Sexton and Cianciarulo was actually in control of the overall for a lot of the second moto until Barcia and Tomac ate him up down the stretch. But he was looking good for a moto win for a while. He's going to be a factor. And of course, Marv and Osborne are good. Barcia rode as well in the second moto as I've seen him ride an outdoor moto in years, even better than I think some motos where he's won. So that's a really deep pack going into the doubleheader at Redbud. So I'm really excited about how this has worked out. The 2 races at one track, and one of them being a mutter, really did throw the data off a little bit. Rare that you get to a 4th round of a championship, and after 6 motos, and you still don't really know what the heck is going on. So that's cool. The 250 class, a little bit different story. Dylan Ferrandis just dominated. He didn't win the overall today, let me be honest, but he rolled everybody in Moto 1. He came from last to 3rd in Moto 2. If you're Jeremy Martin, even you know Dylan is the faster guy right now. All Martin can do is use all of his cunning and strategy and experience and just keep working and stay in it like he's done. He's going to win races with the consistency at times. He's got to hope that Ferrandis has trouble, and today he went down on the first turn of Moto 2. And that's the way that if you're Jeremy Martin, you're going to play it. And it's going to be fun to see those 2 slug it out. I don't know if anyone else in the 250 class has the consistency to keep them honest in points. RJ Hampshire was very fast again today, but he didn't start as well as he did at Loretta's, and he really had to work for it. He had a couple of mistakes too, so he's losing ground in the series. You heard what we said about the troll train there with Amart. He wasn't as good as he was last week. He was good, but Ferrandis is on another level, and Jeremy Martin's doing everything he can to hang on to it. So good job by J Mark to at least keep it interesting, but Ferrandis, whoo, is he good. But so is Eli Tomac. See this rig over here? I gave him a mulligan today. I almost walked over there to talk to Tomac about last week before practice, and I said, you know what? We'll just let his riding do the talking. If he has a good weekend this weekend, then there's really no other questions to ask. He did have a good weekend. He went 2-1. He won it kind of the way he always does, by being strong late. So Tomac's back. Or maybe he was never gone. Either way, it's a really unpredictable season, and we like that. See you at Redbud. 2 times. Thanks to Honda for backing our videos. Yeah, this is your stupid gimbal that messes me up every time. Can I give you this thing back?
Yeah.
Gosh. I realize the problem, it's only like a GoPro like Hero 5, dude. That's not good enough.
Oh, you're still recording.
No, that's the idea.
Oh, okay.
We give it raw.
Nice.
Yeah, this gimbal has almost ruined me like 9 times. So I might ceremonially hand it back like a Olympic torch. The time's over, yeah. This is the guy that gave me this gimbal to use on these shows. It's too high tech for me. Weege show is going back to just carrying the GoPro around on a stick for now on. The higher tech it is, the lower the results are. See you at Redbud.